Hey guys, it's Kyle with Rhino. I want to introduce you to Rhino Motion for V1 sliders. Now, ever since we launched the Rhino slider on Kickstarter over 2.5 years ago, we've been working tirelessly on a system to motorize your slider. Now, not just to add motion control for the sake of motion control, but we wanted to simplify camera movement and the way you capture it. So the two main modes in this system are time-lapse and live motion. Now, live motion is really intelligent. It allows you to focus on what you're capturing because the carriage actually knows exactly where it's at. And it does this by some advanced limit sensing technology built into the controller. The controller also has a built-in 7-hour battery life, so you don't have to use any external batteries. And the drive system is actually a very simple, very compact system that uses a single motor, and you don't have to swap pulleys or belts to achieve both very slow time-lapse and very fast live motion speeds. Now, let me show you how to install this on your current slider and how to get it set up and use it. All right, the first step to mounting Rhino Motion to your slider is you take the main mounting plate, put it on top of your carriage, and screw it in from below. Make sure that's fastened securely. Now, to make this much simpler, you should actually engage the brakes on the slider so that the carriage isn't moving around while you're mounting everything. Next step is to take your idler pulley and mount this, put it on top of your slider, one of the end plates, and then put this fastener into it. Screw it in like so, make sure that's tight. The belt's actually going to wrap around this system, and this just allows the belt system to ride on top of your slider. The next step is to actually mount the motor. Now the motor installs the same way. It fits into the inside of your end plate and locks in place with another toolless fastener. And these actually have a little key slot in them, so if they're a little loose, you can actually use a key or a screwdriver to tension it. Now the last step is installing the belt, which it actually goes through and is locked in place on two sides of the mounting plate, and on the side closest to me is just a pass-through. Now, the side that only has one fastener is you can call it like a stationary side. The belt doesn't move. The side with two fasteners actually allows you to tension the belt. So let's go to the side with the single fastener, loosen it all the way, and I usually just pinch the belt about 1 inch below, and so I can put 1 inch into the main mounting plate and tighten the fastener, which actually tightens the belt up securely. So make sure that's tight. Next step is to wrap the belt around the motor mount, and there's a pulley inside here, so you're going to want to stick it through one of these slots and rotate the pulley around so that it guides it through the other hole, and then just pull it through. And then slide the belt through the pass-through slot, around the idler pulley. And you want to make sure that this screw is actually loosened up all the way, because you're going to use this to tighten up the system. So turn it counterclockwise to loosen it up all the way. Likewise with this screw. You can insert the remainder of the belt into the mounting plate and just hand tighten it with this outer screw. You don't want to tighten up all the way yet because we're going to be adjusting the tension. So as soon as you feel it contact, that's good. You can still see that the belt is a little loose, so we need to take up that slack by adjusting this fastener on the outside. And this actually sucks the belt in and tensions it properly. So I'm just going to play with the belt until I feel like it's a good tension. Now, when you're tensioning this at home, it's kind of subjective. You don't want it too tight, you don't want it too loose. And so generally, if you can see the belt vibrate a little bit, this is a tightness that I'm pretty happy with. After you get the tension properly adjusted, you just want to tighten this screw on the outside. Now the belt drive system is ready to go. To start using Rhino Motion, all you have to do is plug in the cable into the side of the controller. There's actually a nice arrow that lines up the port for you. Now, using the controller is very simple. You use this main controller wheel, and this actually navigates menus for you. To enter a menu, click in. To exit a menu is press the back button. It's very simple. Let me show you two of my favorite features within Rhino Motion. One is using the responsive wheel to control your slider in real time. Now to do this, you go into live motion. It's going to ask you to calibrate, which just automatically finds its in and out points once it hits the end of the slider. And so you can use the wheel to control your slide in real time and you don't have to worry about hitting the end plate because it'll stop just before it reaches it. You can actually go pretty fast. I'll show you how fast it goes, but you can also go really slow in this mode. So if you're shooting maybe a macro shot or with a long lens, you can both get fast and slow speeds. Now, the other feature I'm going to show you is, let's see, we'll calibrate the system again. If you're shooting an interview, it's really nice to have a shot that loops. So let's see what these settings say here. We have an 8-second slide duration. We have a 4-second ramp, so this actually will ease in and ease out to a move. And then we have loop set to yes. And so this will basically repeat the move once it gets to the end of the slider. This is perfect for an interview style shot. So you basically have an autonomous B cam that's shooting for you that you don't have to think about. So right now it's going to its in, and we click go, and this starts the move. And it'll actually do this move and repeat it until you tell it to stop. So it's ramping down, ramping back up. And I'll go to the other end of the slide and just repeat this. Rhino Motion also has time-lapse functions that are really simple. We'll save the details for another video. Now we actually have a pre-order special going on right now. You get $50 off Rhino Motion for V1 sliders before the units are actually in stock. Once they come in stock around mid-June, it'll be its normal price of $600. So act now to make sure you get that discount. If you have any questions at all, please email support@rhinocg.com. And thanks for watching.